You are knowing what you are wanting. You feel a certain focus within you now. Do you like new desires being hatched within you? Do you feel that you have many desires that are in process that have not come to full fruition? And do you feel eager or expectant about them, or do they depress you? Both. Well, the reason we ask is because the nature of your life experience, it's working out just the way you knew it would, is that you will constantly be hatching new desires. And so there will always be desires in the pipeline, so to speak, at various stages of becoming, as the thoughts that you are about are becoming things. And so you are here in this physical body because you really were eager about the physical manifestation. You are eager about the manifestation of the thoughts that this life would inspire within you. And you knew that as you were focused here, that more and more desires would be born. And you also knew that if this time and space had the wherewithal to help you to decide or conclude or prefer a desire, that this time and space has the wherewithal to deliver it to you in the fullest fashion. You are non-physical energy focused here. We want you to remember that. But the reason that you are focused here in this physical body is because this is the leading edge of creation. It's not where thoughts begin, but it is where they manifest to their fullest. And so being in on that expansion and evolution is such a delicious thing. You are powerful creators who came expressly to do that. Now, once you got here, most of you sort of forgot about it. You forgot that you were here to create, and you became more likely to be one who is observing, one who's observing what others have created, or observes what was created before you got here. And so most of what you offer vibrationally is in response to what you observe. And that's fine in the sense that it is the bouncing off place for more. But it's not such a good idea if you let all of your vibrational offering, in other words, if most everything you think about is about what you're observing. Because if you are merely observing, or we like to say regurgitating what is, then you are not launching new things, which of course you are. You can't cease to launch new things. But if you are mostly observing, then there's a very high probability that you're not vibrationally staying up with what you launched, that instead you're holding back to what you're observing. And what you're observing, what's already manifested, while we like what you've created very much, still it's old news. It's not where the joy is. It's not where the satisfaction is. It's really not where you want the majority of your focus to be. And yet for most humans, that's where the majority of their focus is. They're focused upon what's already manifested, and then they sort it into piles of good and bad and right and wrong and wanted and unwanted, and just sort of debate that issue forever and ever, when you could be so much more joyfully productive with your own thoughts, because you are a creator. You didn't come to observe. You didn't come to regurgitate. You came to come together with others and to come to new decisions, and then to find ways to focus in the direction of your new decision rather than focus in the direction of what caused you to make the new decision. Because if you're dissatisfied about something, a new desire will just squirt out of you. It will. You just can't help that. It's the nature of the universe. So as the new desire emanates from you, there's a tendency to justify why you want this new situation or this new experience by explaining how unsatisfying where you currently stand. And the thing about that is that your new desire takes on a life of its own, because your inner being focuses on it and keeps it steady in the focus of law of attraction, while you may be focusing in opposition to your new desire. And here's how you know that. When you're not satisfied, you're focusing away from what you have newly set into motion. When you feel satisfied, you're focused in the direction of what you have newly set into motion. Now, it's really an important thing to understand the difference between satisfaction and dissatisfaction. Do you think you've got it? So how do you feel about this music? It's annoying, isn't it? So what are you going to do about it? What we're asking is, so you live in a world with others, and if they were just different, they'd be perfect. But they are not perfect by your standards. They are satisfying themselves. They are creating their own reality. In some cases they know it, in most cases they don't, but in every case they are selfishly oriented, because you can only see through the eyes of self. In other words, you have the perspective of self. So what life turns out to be for you is an environment where you're surrounded by a lot of other people who are doing their thing, whatever it may be, and you have to find your satisfied way among them. Because if you decide that they need to change even a little bit to promote your satisfaction, you're going to be disappointed, and you're going to have a lot of work to do in your effort at controlling them, because they're uncontrollable. There are so many of them. As soon as you get one room full quieted down, another noisy room shows up somewhere. So you have to decide that you are an adapter, but not an adapter to unpleasant things around you. You are an adapter to the satisfaction that comes, and it comes only when you focus in the direction of what you want. Through the years, Esther and Abraham and Jerry have been playing this wonderful game with you for 30 years now, a little more. And we have noticed that when there is something going on next door that makes you have to focus with greater determination, you have a better experience. And so it's helpful if you begin to feel that way, not just about the noisy crowd next door, but about the dog that barks in your neighborhood, or about the people that park in the street right in the worst place for you that makes it hard for you to get out of your driveway, or, and there are some big ors going on these days. There's a lot of hubbub around you. There's a lot of reason for you, if you were inclined that way, to be pushing against, to find reasons for dissatisfaction. But in doing that, you would only thwart your own joyous experience, and it isn't necessary anyway, because you have the ability to focus. And you know how we know that? Because you are creators who came here just to do that, and because not one of you said, I want to go to my own planet where there is no one else there. Every one of you knew that there would be benefit in your association with each other, that it would help you in the producing of your own important clarity about what you want. So you were non-physical energy before you came into this body, and the larger part of you still is. The part of you that is here in this physical body is sorting and sifting, and on the leading edge, coming up with new things that you know would make your life better. And so when you launch those rockets, a wonderful thing happens. Your inner being, who is still non-physically focused, follows the direction of those rockets of desire. And your inner being never ceases to put attention upon what you have just now newly added to your list of what you prefer here in your physical creating, in your physical life experience. So we want to introduce to you a slightly new way of looking at this that we know will serve you, and it will make it easier for you to stay on the path, and by that we mean on your path of least resistance. We want you to understand that as you launch a rocket of desire, and then you follow that rocket by thinking about why you want it and how good it feels, by looking for reasons to feel satisfied, not only about where you are, but about what you're reaching for, that what happens is you click in, or you resonate with, or you find vibrational compatibility, you find mutuality with the vibrational frequency of your source. And when you find that vibrational harmony with the frequency of your source, then you thrive. And you know you're thriving because you can feel the satisfaction factor in the moments that you are thriving. So we're going to put one very important statement out here for you, and then off we'll go to talk about whatever you want to talk about. When you don't have enough money and you want more money, you launch a rocket. If someone's rude and you want them to be nicer, you launch a rocket. If you're rude and you want to be nicer, you launch a rocket. These desires are born out of day-to-day experience, and they are not the big writing on the wall sort of epiphanies that you think they are. They are born out of day-to-day experience with one another. So as you launch this rocket of desire, and the energy that is your thought emanates toward that rocket of desire, your inner being focuses upon your rocket of desire. And what we want you to understand is the satisfaction factor when you and your inner being are focused in mutuality at the same thing at the same time. Which leads us to remind you about your emotional guidance system, because that's what all of your emotions are. They are your indicators of your relationship with the attitude that your inner being has about what you are asking for, and the attitude that you have about what you are asking for. So when you are disappointed that what you're asking for has not yet come to full fruition, it's not parked in your garage yet, or sleeping in your bed yet, or money in your bank yet. You want it, but you can't see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it yet. So in that physical absence, you choose to feel its absence and therefore feel disappointment. And the reason you do feel disappointment is because you're focused differently than your inner being is about the progression of this creation. Your inner being knows that it is a process. Your inner being knows that it is energy in motion. Your inner being understands the powerful law of attraction. Your inner being knows that the cooperative components have been gathered and are being gathered. So your inner being feels no disappointment because your inner being doesn't see it not becoming. Your inner being knows it is becoming. But if you're taking score of its physical state of being, I can't see it yet, and therefore I'm noticing its absence, then your dissatisfaction is your indicator that you're just looking in the wrong direction, and it can't come to you as long as you're doing that. You must become a cooperative component. We've written a few books, and a significant book that we want to call your attention to, we named the Vortex because it speaks about a vibrational reality. Whenever we speak of the vortex, Esther indicates it this way: it's this vibrational reality that you can't see, but exists just the same. And it holds the vibrational frequency, and it gathers the cooperative components that make up the beginning stages of your full-fledged creation. It's not something that you can look in and see. In fact, some of you got a little annoyed with us when we were talking so much about it. And you said, Abraham, okay, we accept it. There's a vortex there. We can't see it. You see it. All right. It's there. Just tell me, how do I get my money out of the vortex and into the bank? And we say, it's coming. It's in the state of becoming. But your determination to keep looking in the bank and saying it isn't there yet keeps you from being in the receptive mode where you feel the inspiration to make the moves and be in the places and feel the inspiration and have the timing that rendezvous you with your money. You've got to be a cooperative component to the cooperative components that source has already gathered. And that's really what we talk about all day, every day that we're visiting with you. We want you to find out how to be a cooperative component with your inner being, meaning with the larger part of you, and also meaning with everything that you have asked for that is in various stages of becoming for you. Now we're going to say something that you may not like. What's in the vortex has already become. It is in a vibrational state ready for your harvesting. It's been delivered. It's been created. You have to receive it.